gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Raider Nation, stand up.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Happy Eclipse Day, Raider Nation. It's the eclipse, y'all. Oh, shit, don't look at the sun, you're gonna go blind. Shit, you could do that by jacking off, too. Shout out to the world's most dangerous chat, man. Shout out to the nation. You already know what it is. Welcome to another episode of Raider Sunrise Live. We are truly Lunatik Raider. It is a pleasure to have each and every one of you guys here this Monday morning. Happy Monday, happy Eclipse Day. Enjoy your solar eclipse today, y'all. Some of y'all only gonna see half of it. The rest of y'all gonna fall right in the path and get swallowed up by the angels of the sun. Shout out to everybody out there, man. We're gonna have fun today. Hey, today we're gonna talk about Dalton Wagner. Remember I told you last week, I said we're gonna go cover some of the players that we've forgotten about that is still on this roster. And to make a point for him and to bang the table for him, because obvious the Raiders are getting rid of those who they feel don't fit or they don't need. DJ Fluker, adios. Dalton Wagner, still a Raider. So it's things are starting to fall into play. I'm not saying that Dalton Wagner is going to be the starter at right tackle, but damn it, he's here. Let him compete. Whoever, if you go out and draft the right tackle, let the competition begin. You know what I mean? Dalton Wagner is a true right tackle, not a left tackle. He is a true right tackle coming out of Arkansas. So we're going to dive into that man today, man. Like I said, the forgotten man, Dalton Wagner, because a lot of people seem to forget about this guy. And we're going to go ahead and dig into what it was that was expected out of him coming out of college. As far as the overview of him, of his strengths, his weaknesses, and what it is that his college scouting was for him when he entered the draft. You know what I mean? So we're going to go back and revisit that since we are on the verge of reaching what we all been waiting for. Christmas in April. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We can't wait to unwrap our new players. You feel me? Shout out to everybody out there, man. The draft that we are getting closer every day. Let's get into it, man. Shout out to Alex S. in the building, man. Salute to you. Top of the AM. Yes, indeed. Robert Pena in the building, man. Salute to you, my brother. Top of the AM. Yes, sir. See what else we got up in this Mickey Ficky, man. One time, lock. One time. We got Sneaky Raider in the building, man. That's right. Raiders. That's right, man. That's right. Hey, yes, indeed, man. We got Navy Vet in the building, man. Salute to you. Top of the AM. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Who else we got up in here? Sam Tanker, what's the deal, man? Good morning to you as well. Yes, sir. Let me see. Let me keep scrolling down. We got Tom DeLeon in the building, man. Salute to you. Top of the morning. Good to have you here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You got weed. A friend indeed is a friend with weed, right? Ain't that what they say? Brian Rodriguez, what's the deal, man? Good morning to you. Top of the morning. Yes, indeed. Jamil Akbar, what's the deal, man? Salute to you. Grand rising to you in return. Yes, indeed. Oh, shout out to Morgan Lillian. Welcome. this is your first time here, if you have not done so, look, this is all I ask for you to do, Miss Lady. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. If you would like to leave a comment, feel free. Matter of fact, hit that notification bell while you're at it, so you can be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. Welcome to the Silver and Black. Yes, it's Raiders Allegiance, and you are always welcome here every morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Raiders Allegiance. You are welcome here anytime you feel the need to get your dose of Raider content. Let's go. Let's go. Salute to you. Let's go. Who else we got? Egalitarian, what's the deal, man? Salute to you, top of the AM. Good to have you here as well. My 2 cents in the building. Top of the morning. Let me see who else we got up in the building. Yes, indeed. Trigger Raider Nation for life. For life. Yes, indeed, man. Salute to you, top of the AM. Yes, indeed. Tony Shepard in the building with the Raiders. You already know. Probably, hey, I know my neighbors probably say, this nut doing this shit every morning. Yeah, I'll dare you to knock on my door. Hey, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Good to have y'all here, man. He said, why fight Willard III? William Shatner. Shout out to William Shatner, who takes down all the alien women on Star Trek. I'm surprised he ain't contracted something. They don't even have a shot for in humans. Lobby one in the building, man. Salute to you. Top of the morning, man. Top of the morning. Mike G in the building. Salute to you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and dive into some content, shall we? Before that, let's touch on some news. Everybody's talking about the rant that Jack Jones went on Instagram discussing the New England Patriots and, you know what I mean, stuff that does matter, like him wanting to be a Raider and re-signing with the Raiders. He likes it here. He doesn't want to leave. The facts. His opinion of New England. I've heard a lot of stuff with New England, Boston, all that, as far as the racial undertones, or it might not even be undertones, racial overtones that is spewed at some of the athletes that play in that state and area. So he's speaking on what he believes, like the fan base. Fan base can be real horrible. Massachusetts area, man, and yeah, he's only saying things that other people have said once before. So that's his prerogative. I know a lot of people kind of was rubbed the wrong way when he said that he felt that Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. Right now, he feels like he's the greatest quarterback that that's ever played, because he said he just threw the team on his back. Which, I mean, you got to admit that got to be some truth to it, because that's who we're trying to take out. That's who exactly. But see, hey, let it be a competition. Let Jack Jones take it on as a you know what I mean, as a challenge. If he's the GOAT, end it. End it. You can end that. You know what I mean? We can end that. So I look forward to the battle this season on the football field with our much improved defense, with yet the draft still to come, to add more players to the team, really make it something that's threatening the offense. You know what I mean? In other news, Trevonde Sweat was involved in a situation where he was arrested under DUI suspicion. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the news report on that one. Once again, this is fair use. This content, this video, fair use for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is what happened to Mr. Sweat, who's only days away from the draft, projected to be no later than the second round. He might drop a little bit more because of this. We've seen this happen once before with other players. But let's go ahead and check out the news report on Mr. Sweat from the University of Texas, defensive tackle.
Now to a developing story involving former Texas football player Tavondre Sweat. Within the past few hours, we learned that he was arrested and charged with driving while intoxicated. His bond was set at $3,000. The arrest happened on I-35 in North Austin. So joining me now is sports anchor Corey Mose. And Corey, you were there when he was leaving the Travis County Jail today.
Yeah, that's correct. Unfortunate situation and something that Texas fans didn't expect to hear on this Sunday afternoon. As you can see in the video here, T'Vondre Sweat's leaving the jailhouse with a towel over his head. Now, we asked his attorney for a comment on the situation. His attorney did not say anything. And of course, when we asked T'Vondre Sweat for a comment as well, he stayed quiet before getting into his vehicle there and then driving off. And so just an unfortunate situation right now for a player that's about to have a big week. This is the NFL draft week later in April, and he was projected the second-round pick, and he's already had a formal interview with the Cowboys at the NFL Draft Combine. He actually talked to the Texans defensive line coach at Texas's Pro Day, and so a lot of eyes were on T'Vondre Sweat leading into this NFL draft. So now we'll see if this situation will tank his draft stock.
Yeah, I know you guys will be keeping us updated on how this will impact his future NFL career. Thank you.
See, not too smart, man. Not too smart for a college player that's just on the verge of getting drafted. You know what I mean? He should have used better judgment than that. I know a lot of people, some people had said before that the Raiders should take Sweat, but now, come on, you dealing with Las Vegas where it's 24 hours drinking. 24/7 is alcohol is available. Bruh. And what did we say about Carter last year that went to Philadelphia? He dropped. A lot of people said we passed that up on the situation, even though they found out that he wasn't drinking, but he was racing, which an accident occurred and one of his friends passed away in that collision. So, and we already know it all too well with Ruggs situation as well with drunk driving in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? So that most definitely probably is not a prospect that we're going to even entertain, because we have been down that road, and we also seen since then other teams drafting players whose stock has dropped because of certain instances such as this. So I don't see that as even an option for the Raiders, which I said at the get-go that everybody was hollering for Sweat, good size nose tackle, but at the same time, we had Marquand McCall that we got from Carolina. Just as stout, just as big, athletic, young, you know what I mean? And I think Carolina made a big mistake in letting Marquand go, and we swooped in and grabbed him. So shout out to the Raiders for doing that, and I think he'll be a hellified nose tackle. Just let him get out there and compete and see what happens. But we always got we need depth along the line, the trenches of the defensive line, because what they're going to do is just throw waves at offense. By the time that fourth quarter comes, a lot of offenses, especially the offensive line, are going to be gassed because we're just going to throw waves at you. You know what I mean? You're going to see Butler. You're going to see Wilkins. You're going to see Wilson. You know what I mean? You're going to see Max Crosby. You're going to see Kuntz. And it's just going to keep coming and coming. We still got the young guys we drafted last year. You know what I mean? They're just going to keep coming at them. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure we're probably going to draft, and I wouldn't doubt if we grabbed another defensive end. Because right now, I only see 3 serviceable, but you figure one most likely is going to play both in and out at times, which is Tyree Wilson now being 100%. I can see him moving around the line. I can just put him with Wilkins. You know what I mean? If you want to air everybody out there, but then again, you got your Butlers and so forth out there that can get in there and shake up some shit too. So it's a good problem when you have a lot of good talent. You know what I mean? And trying to figure out the right combinations to play certain individuals together. What can I get more production out of? These 2 defensive tackles with these D ends, you just got to figure it out. But that's what camp is going to be for. That's what preseason is going to be for. It's going to be for you to figure out who is the starting combination that we're going to ride with that can give us pressure with just a 4-man rush and drop 7 back. You know what I mean? That's how you go ahead and shut down an offense that's predicated around the passing game, like what we do against Kansas City. If we can get pressure by 4, we drop 7, bro. Hey, find a window to throw the ball in. I dare you. Especially when you got a bunch of ball hawks out there. We know Spillane intercepts balls. We know Jack Jones intercepts balls. We know that we got different individuals in the secondary safeties. You know what I mean? You got Palomar that we re-signed back for depth. You still got Morrig out there, same thing. You know what I mean? So we got Epps, we got we got some ball hawks out there, and still to add on to that, we're not done either. You going in the draft, you most likely we're gonna draft the corner. We're gonna see to the development of Jacorian Bennett. You can't give up on Bennett after 1 year, especially when you got new corner and safety coaches. Let them come in here and let's see what we can really get AP's guys to get the talent to really flourish. That's what you want to do. So I see all the new additions in the coaching staff. That's for a reason. If you were meant to be here, you would have still had a job. And AP came and swapped out the ones that he felt needed to be swapped out. Corner, safety, defensive line were all one. You know what I mean? That's something they had to change. So now you bring in former players and so forth to come in and teach these guys. You know what I mean? Running backs coach. Come on, Cadillac. You got Cadillac here, former player. Somebody that can relate to nowadays players because the age gap ain't really that great. It wasn't that long ago that Cadillac Williams was playing. You feel me? So it's like you got these talented guys that can also, what it was described as the guys that AP brought in were guys that were known for being able to teach. That's why you remember the guy that we signed, coordinator that ended up taking the UCLA job. Well, the whole reason why UCLA offered him the head coaching job because they said it themselves, because he's known for his ability to teach these young guys the position. So teachers, former players, you're going to get respect from the players, and you can pass on the knowledge that you obtain while being a player as well. So, hey, to me, those are great moves, just like the mentors that AP surrounded himself with. Damn good. You're building a structure. You're building a foundation. That's something that we can build on, and it can carry us for years to come. And now all that's left is to obtain the talent for these coordinators to get the best out of. That's it. That's why I said, hey, mark my word. Just let us get in the door of the playoffs. Just let us in. I know this is the kind of team that if they get into the playoffs, oh, you thought they were playing hard during the regular season? You thought they was ball hawking during the regular season? Let these guys, this team, let them get into the playoffs together and watch that shit go to a whole nother level. Whole nother level. You feel me? Hey, shout out to everybody, man. So let's go ahead and get into Dalton Wagner. Those that don't know, he went undrafted last year. Giant mammoth of a man at right tackle. You feel me? But somebody that he plays with a mean streak. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and dive into the things that they said about him coming out of Arkansas. Even though he went undrafted, he was the highest paid UDFA out of the whole UDFA class. So that's telling you now, if he was the highest paid, we had to pay him that. We had to in order to get his services. So if you're spending $250,000 on an undrafted, you gotta have something in store for him. You don't spend that money just to be like, oh, we're gonna let you go. Nah. And I think he was kind of stashed on the injury reserve. He did have some injuries in college, which kind of made his stock drop. Nothing major, but he had a few, you know what I mean, run-ins with injuries. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into it. I broke it down to two parts. So we can go back in time about a year just to see him coming out, because he's still a rookie. He sat out a whole year. He has not played a game. Now I think he played a couple of games in preseason, but the regular season he didn't have no go. So he's still a rookie. So we're going to go back and listen to what their perception of Dalton Wagner coming out of Arkansas, what it was from the combine to what he brings to the table as a true right tackle. That's the beauty of it. We need a right tackle. He's a true right tackle coming out of college. I got the highlight reel and the breakdown of him. what the highlight reel is of Arkansas when they played Alabama. So you'll be able to get an idea of him going up against an Alabama type defense, which we know SEC, you know what I mean? They're one of the best in that conference. So pay attention to the right tackle of Arkansas, number 78, to the right side, which is going to be the far side from what we're watching if they're going from right to left. So look at number 78, and that's what we're going to pay attention to. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Dalton Wagner breakdown from last year, him coming out of college. Let's go.
Welcome to the Raiders Allegiance Prospect Breakdown. Please subscribe and smash that like button. Wagner was born on October 5, 1998, and grew up in Spring Grove, Illinois. He attended Richmond Burton High School and was a consensus 3-star recruit, being a starter for 3 seasons and being ranked the best player at his position in the state by Scout.com. He committed to play college football for the Arkansas Razorbacks. In his first season at the school 2017, he redshirted. Wagner appeared in 11 games during the 2018 season before becoming a full-time starter in 2019. In the COVID-19 shortened 2020 season, he played 8 games and was only given 3 penalties. Wagner started 10 games in 2021, missing 3 due to injury, and helped Arkansas lead all Power 5 teams in rushing yards per game. He partnered with WWE by signing a name, image, and likeness (NIL) contract in December 2021. In 2022, Wagner returned to the team by using an extra year of eligibility granted due to COVID-19 and was named team captain. He started all 12 games, being named first-team All-Sec by Pro Football Focus, PFF. He was invited to the East-West Shrine Bowl after the season and finished his college career with 40 games started. Although some projected Wagner to be a late-round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, he went unselected. Afterward, he was signed by the Las Vegas Raiders as an undrafted free agent, being given a contract that included $225,000 guaranteed, which was the largest among their undrafted signees.
Now, as you can see, when you're watching the film, which I say Alabama, I meant to say Georgia. As you can see, one of his weaknesses that they did say that he tend to have his weight leaned over, you know what I mean, which keeps him off balance. And you see a couple of times there, him putting his hands on his man, but his man ended up spinning off of him because of his weight wasn't balanced. You know what I mean? So that's something that he would have to correct. And I know they've been working with him. They got to work with him, have him watching film and whatnot, depending on how severe the injury was and so forth. But we'll see this camp with the with the offensive line coach getting their hands on him and trying to see if they can develop him at right tackle. But like I said, you don't give him the starting job. You let him compete for it just to see has he learned anything since entering the NFL, even though he has not played a snap during the regular season. So let's go ahead and continue on. We're going to hit up the part 2 of this breakdown, which will towards the end, we'll get into his weaknesses as well as his strengths, so you can get an idea that he does have a few things to work on, but there's some God-given ability, just his size and stuff at 6'8", 320 pounds. I mean, you can't teach that, you know what I mean? So, but you can teach technique, you can teach balance, you know what I mean, and getting a good punch off the line of scrimmage. So let's go ahead and check out the part 2 of this breakdown.
He was placed on injured reserve on August 29, 2023. Wagner has rare size and length at the tackle position, with much better play strength than we typically see from tackles of his height. He uses his long arms to punch with independent hands, using well-timed strikes to keep rushers out of rhythm. A lack of foot agility leaves him susceptible to inside moves and counters, both as a pass protector and run blocker. His overall ability in pass pro plays to his favor, but the run blocking is subpar. Wagner is a right tackle-only prospect, but pass protection is very valuable in the league, which gives him a chance to make a roster. Strengths: team captain with a well-proportioned build for his height. Upward hand strikes and hip rolls generate leverage. Consistent washing down backside blocks in the zone. Maximizes length with well-timed hands in pass pro. Ties hands and feet together in his protection. A forceful punch can knock the rusher off his rhythm. Weaknesses: height creates movement limitations. Plays with heavy feet on lateral run blocks. Unable to sustain drive blocks for very long. Can't move quickly enough working up to linebackers. Weight shifts too far outside in his pass sets. Can lose his outside hand when the rusher gets into his edge. Thank you for watching. On your way out, please subscribe, like, and knock the hell out of that notification bell. Go Raiders!
And that's the breakdown right there. Like I said, you see with the negatives that he has, just his weight placement and balance is off. Because watching him highlights, you can see he's leaning all his weight in, and once that person that he has contact with is gone, he still continues going that same direction, allowing that defender to get around him and get to the quarterback. So there's a lot of things that he has to work on. But like I said, 6'8", 320 pounds, you can't teach. You know what I mean? So he does have the building blocks. Can he develop? We shall see with training camp this year as well as preseason to see if he can develop into a useful right tackle. Once again, not saying that he's going to be the starter. Let him compete, but a good depth piece. But maybe he can win out that the position at right tackle. We need one. He's available. We'll see what happens. He's still young, like I said, coming out of college. He only been out of college 1 year. So I forgot how old he was. I didn't even look. But yeah. So that's the thing with Dalton Wagner, though. So I know he's out of sight, out of mind. But he's still on the roster. They haven't let him go. So he's here. So might as well try to see what you can do with him, taking some clay and molding him into a dominating right tackle, if that's even possible. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank you for pulling up. OG Raider 805 in the building. Salute to you. Yep, a good coach can take care of all that. You're right. But do we have the good coach? That's what we're gonna find out. You know what I mean? But I hopefully in a zone blocking scheme, which majority of what we're gonna do most of the time, you're working in unison with your offensive line. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be by yourself. You know what I mean? The guards are gonna help out. You're gonna get a lot of that shit in zone blocking. So he'll. I mean, like I said, let him compete. That's all I can say. Coach him up and see what you can get out of him. Like I said, if he can't start, at least he'll be a good depth piece. That's a nice big body to come up in there. You know what I mean? And because I done seen at times he were able to just he was bull rushing the defenders. You know what I mean? On offense, he was just pushing their ass back like they wasn't shit. But like I said, 6'8", 320, you going up against defensive ends that's probably 260, 270. You got him by like 60 pounds alone. He just got to learn how to keep his weight over his feet. You know what I mean? He's leaning forward too much. That's causing him to be off balance. Because I done seen it, man. You'll watch that replay over. There's a couple of times he had his hand on his guy, but he putting his weight over. You know what I mean? Oh, he got his head and shit over his toes. You got to stay centered and keep your weight all above your legs, above your feet. You know what I mean? Not over your toes. You're off balance then. One good move and you out the way. He's gonna let your weight take you away from him making the play. So yeah, man. But yeah, good coaching can get the best out of him if we got it. I will be scared to death to have him to protect the right side. Yeah, the feet, the footwork. Like I said, he's off balance. But I mean, these are all just technique, though. You know what I mean? It ain't like he ain't strong enough, he ain't big enough. You know what I mean? He lacks the technique. You know what I mean? But you just imagine being an offensive line coach and you thinking, "Oh, let me sink my teeth into him." Pause. No diddy. Let me sink my teeth into him and see what I can turn him into. You know what I mean? That's always like a coach's project. You know what I mean? If I could take something that's 6'8", 320, green as a pool table, let me do my thing. You know what I mean? Let me work with him and see what I can get out of him. Because he obviously last year being on the injured list, you couldn't work with him. He was injured. So he's he's behind the 8 ball now. So now this year he gets to come out just like Tyree. Now this year you're healthy. You couldn't do all the shit that they did when training camp and all that shit opened because you physically wasn't able to. You know what I mean? So now you get a fresh start. You got a new head coach. You got new coordinators. You know what I mean? You got a new GM. Let's see how this team is put together and if these coaches can get can get the best out of the young talent that they go out there and acquire. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see though, because what if they can turn him into something? He, like I said, he already has the size. It's going to take like about 2 days to get around that motherfucker at defensive end. Shit, that's all you need. The quarterback going to throw the ball after 1 day. You know what I mean? Quarterback hold the ball for 1 day. That's all. Because the motherfucking tackle so big, it's going to take 2 days for the defensive end to get around him. Oh, big girthy ass dude, man. Oh, you know what you remind me of? For you old schoolers out there. Oh, Grizzly Adams looking motherfucker. You feel? Oh, Grizzly Adams ass fool. Jack Kenner, my dude, man. Salute to you, top of the morning, man. Good to have you here. Freight train in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Yeah, let me run down this real quick, man. I see y'all popping up, man. Good to see y'all, man. For real. Freddie Chavez in the building. Raider Nation for life. That's right. That's right. The good stuff. What's the deal, man? Yeah, the coach. That's why you see a lot of coaching change. You know what I mean? And that makes perfect sense. You're only going to replace those that ain't doing what you need them to do. That's why I'm very in. See, I told y'all, AP's going. He wants players that's a reflection of him. But remember, I told y'all, I said, well, wait a minute. It's not just the players. He's out there trying to get coaches that's a reflection of him too. If I was building a team, if I knew how fiery and passionate I was, I want the same people here teaching the rest of the positions. You know what I mean? And that's what he went out and did, man. I ain't gonna never forget that Rush podcast with Max Crosby, had their defensive line coach on there. You swear up and down he was Max Crosby, a player that's just like him, wishing he can get out there and play again. Man, that's what you want. You want to fire up the troops. You know what I mean? You want to make them get out there and we about to knock some helmets off. You feel me? Hopefully their head is still in it. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. Who else we got up in the building, man? We got it. Hey, we got the usual suspects, like I said. Matter of fact, let me get the I got to get the Addy one time, man. I got to get the Addy one time. You know what I mean? I just got to get the Addy one time, dog. The Addy. You said, what Addy? You know what Addy I'm talking about? No, I don't. Look, that's Stan. That motherfucker doing Stan voices, man. Stan ain't even here. That motherfucker punch drunk. Let's get the Addy one time,
You're watching
y'all.
Raiders Sunrise Live with Lunatic Raider. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel and hit that motherfucking like button, you damn son of a...
You heard the man. You heard the man. Subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up, man. We damn near at 1,700. Yes, indeed. Who? Do we have somebody in the chat, man? That's my guy, Dirty Eric, huh? I don't know where he at. Raider Syndicate in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Top of the AM, man. Top of the AM. Top of the AM. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. What I just want to retouch on some of the players that we got that we forgot about. You know what I mean? So this week, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna give you breakdowns of players because I want to know, like, especially we got some rookies on this team that, like we're saying, what happened. Like, we're gonna bust down Jacorian Bennett again, just to refresh our memory of what it was they were saying about him coming out of college. Is that still true? You know what I mean? As well as we can do Palomau, even though we brought him back, but still, I want to know what was it said about him coming out of college, out of USC. You know what I mean? We're gonna break down some of our sleepers on this team this week. Then next week, let me see. We're going into week 2. We're in week 2 of April. So then next week, we're going to get back into the prospects again and start breaking down not what we can get at 13, but what we could probably do later on in the draft as well. So I'll probably do one on a Jordan Travis. I'll probably do one on Humperdinck Eagle Waggle. No, I'm fucking with you. That ain't no player. I said Humperdinck Eagle Waggle. He said, who the fuck is Humperdinck Eagle Waggle? No, that's that offensive tackle from the University of duh, 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 Humperback Dinkerwinkle. Yeah, y'all heard of him. Yeah, he was on that one show. But no, for real though, next week we're gonna dive into some of the other prospects that we can get later on in the draft. That possibly could be there that I have an eye on. You know what I mean? Like we'll shout out. We know that Amik is gone, but I know a perfect replacement. Same type of player, but I think college-wise, he made more plays. And y'all might know dude from Michigan, the cornerback, Mike Sinstrel, if I'm pronouncing it right. He's a Haitian-born player, about 5'8", but watch his film, bruh. Watch his film. He ain't scared of shit. He's kind of like a honey badger type dude. He ain't scared of shit. He'll guard put him on any receiver. He done went up against Marvin Harrison Jr. You know what I mean? But he don't sleep on the little dude. Every now and then you get them ones, they might be short, but boy, they play bigger than what they stature is. And Mike Sinstrel, I like dude. And come on, them Haitians ain't nothing to fuck with. Let's keep it a buck. Haitians go hard in the paint, bruh. You know what I mean? They playing with a pocket full of chicken feet. Nah, I'm fucking with you. That's a hell of a stereotype. But hey, they go hard, bruh. And Mike Sinstrel, hey, go watch Michigan. Go watch Mike. I think was he number 0? I think number 0. I'm gonna break it down next week for y'all though. But like I got some guys that I want to bring to y'all attention. And you might look at them and be like, oh, I didn't hear about this dude. Even there's a big old lineman. I think he's a tackle or a guard. Out of one of the HBCUs. That's another thing that we find sleepers at the black colleges. You know what I mean? You never know what you're gonna run into and what you can find. So we're gonna dive into it, man. Like I said, I'm gonna bring y'all some shit because we getting close to the draft. Boy, we getting close to the draft, and I cannot wait to see exactly what the roll of the dice shows us, man. 7, 11, 7, even backdoor little Joe. Shout out to Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Oh, Road Torrance. Yeah, I seen, dude. I don't think he's the next one. You got to look at the timeline. AP wasn't there when dude was there. Yeah, dude did not play for AP. AP was gone. So if we trying to find a connection there, bro, that might not be one of the guys that AP well, I know for a fact AP didn't go recruit him because he wasn't there at the same time. Cause I think he transferred. If I remember right, I gotta look it back up again, but I think he did transfer. That's why he wasn't there with what you call it. But Marvin Lewis was there as an advisor. I think he was senior assistant coach, a senior advisor, some shit. But Marvin Lewis was there with dude, so he would have information because Marvin Lewis was just at Arizona State last year. And here's another thing. Remember, I told y'all this before. Pay attention to the draft, right? Here's 3 schools I want you guys to keep your ears and eyes set on. Pay attention to players that went to Arizona State. That makes sense. Keep your eyes on players that went to Auburn. And then the third one, keep your eyes on players that went to Ohio State. This is why I told y'all. And I told y'all this. Pay attention to that. Why? Arizona State. Marvin Lewis was just there last year. So there might be players he's telling AP or telling Telesco, hey, keep your eye on this dude. He inside information. Well, Terry, what about Well, what about Auburn? Auburn, Cadillac Williams. Was he assistant coach, head coach? He was the head coach there. Interim. Auburn. So pay attention to guys that he had inside information with too, because he just came from Auburn last year as well. In Ohio State, I think Joe Philbin. Joe Philbin was at Ohio State as an advisor, if I remember right. So he would have inside information with players from Ohio State. So if you see any of these players from one of those three schools, you know why. Because we got the inside track on them. Because we got guys that were working with them or was around them or know about them and probably, you know what I mean, got in the ear of Telesco and then be like, hey, if this guy's available in 2, 3, 4th round, you know what I mean? Hey, you might want to try to you know what I mean? So always, because don't forget, remember last year, the Senior Bowl, we had 6 guys in the Senior Bowl that we drafted. One was undrafted, which was Dalton Wagner. Was it Dalton Wagner in the Senior Bowl? No. It was Clint McClinton, the dude out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, the guard that the Seattle Seahawks ended up snatching off our practice squad. I think he was the undrafted that was in the Senior Bowl that we grabbed, but we drafted 5 Senior Bowl players, Jacorian Bennett being one of them. And don't forget, Patrick Graham was was running that team. That's why I said we can't give up on Jacorian Bennett, because if we notice the defense changed as soon as AP became interim, then that means Jacorian Bennett didn't even have a full season of being able to be unleashed. What Patrick Graham want to do, because you remember he was killing it in camp. Jacorian Bennett, hey, that was the name that was ringing. But we'll see. A full season under Graham and AP and them, let's see exactly how this defense looked. Because I don't think we got the best out of all our players last year. I truly don't. I think that they were handcuffed, or Patrick Graham was handcuffed to running a defense a certain way that Josh McDaniels wanted it ran. I truly believe that. Raider Nation, Jason in the building. Salute to you, my brother Tops. So yeah, man, there's a lot that we got to dive through and watch unfold, because I feel like the powers that be, before the change came, I think we were being prevented. Our defense was a prevent defense. We were preventing ourselves from doing good shit. You know what I mean? So that's why I said let's see what happens from day one with Patrick Graham able to do what he got to do. You know, like AP told him, man, hey, I just pin your ears back and go get the quarterback. Go make plays. And you notice that defense was night and day difference compared to being under Josh McDaniels than it was under Antonio Pierce. So let's see that same defense from day one under AP and Graham, and letting Graham do what he do with the new additions that he's going to have. You got Wilkins at it. You know what I mean? I'm just curious. I want to see exactly, because I know it's kind of hard to try to change your defense in the middle of the season. You know what I mean? You got to unlearn everything that you learned and absorb all the new shit that they're going to throw out there at you. You know what I mean? But I'm here for the show. I got my popcorn ready. Let's go. We doing the draft roundtable Thursday night. Y'all tune on in, man. I'm getting this shit together, man. We're doing a roundtable. The 2024 NFL Draft Raiders Roundtable coming at you live Thursday, April 25th. If you guys ain't doing shit, maybe you watching the draft at home, tune on the YouTube. Come on down. Come check out Raiders Allegiance, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have a few friends with me. We're gonna be talking that shit, having fun. Matter of fact, I gotta finish reaching out to people and getting the panel together. We're gonna have 10 people on the panel, possibly more waiting. I might have to switch them in and out, but hey, it's going down Thursday night, prime time. Raiders. We set the shit off with the nation, with who we go out there and go get. You feel me? Lawrence E, what's the deal, man? Salute to you. Top of the AM. Yeah, Mumford. I think Mumford and them will be all right. You know what I mean? They get to, like I said, you get to start. You get to have a whole season now. Just imagine the first half of the season playing for Josh McDaniels was kind of like they ain't having no fun. You got to watch what you say and you do. You know what I mean? They forcing you to fit what they trying to do, then rather try to fit you into what they trying to do. You know what I mean? Fit what they do around you. You know what I mean? So it'll be a better experience. We're getting a better production out of your players. Try to make your players cook. Look, it's like having a motherfucker in the kitchen. You trying to teach this motherfucker how to bake, but all he know how to do is deep fry. Well, shit. You know how to deep fry? We deep frying everything then. That's what you in charge of. You gonna be doing you are deep fryer. I'm not trying to make you make no peach cobbler and no pies and shit when all you good at doing is deep frying. That was Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels had motherfuckers that only knew how to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, try to make filet mignon. You feel me? Come on now. Come on, you supposed to fit people where they gonna be better productive at. You don't just be like, look, this is your job now, and you gotta learn it. But what if I'm not? You know what I mean? That's stupid. That's man. If he probably do some shit like telling AOC, hey, okay, AOC, we're gonna run option plays. I want you to run the ball. No, don't do that to AOC. Don't make him run. For real. He's gonna end up on IR. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Hey, for real. Yeah, y'all get ready for this. Y'all get ready for the eclipse. Hey, this gonna be a new day for the Raiders, man. After the eclipse, we're gonna be reborn into a monster. You feel me? But yeah, man, we're getting closer and closer, man. Today is the 8th, and we got till the 25th. Let's go, man. I'm about to shut this shit down, man. Hey, good to have y'all here this morning. Once again, this week we're gonna cover players that's already on this team that we might have forgot about. You know what I mean? Since it's draft season right now, we're going to go back and revisit when they came into the league and what exactly was the overview on these players, their strengths, their weaknesses, what it was being said about them, that they needed to work on, things that they came in as a strength automatically. We're going to go into all that, man. There's a few, not all of the players, just a few that we tend to forget about because we don't never hear their name and we don't see them. So you forget about them. But I'm going to bring it back to you. And then next week, once again, we're going to go into prospects that could be available later on in the draft that we might want to get a good look at. That and that's including wide receivers, running backs, yes, indeed, corners. You know what I mean? Linemen. Hey, I'm going to grab some. We're going to talk about it. So with that being said, man, hey, shout out to everybody out there watching. Once again, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave a comment, share, and even hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for pulling up this morning, man. Hey, hold on. Before I go, Raiders Center get say, hey, Luna, why did they release Fluker? They don't want him. You know what I mean? Obviously, they let him go. Notice they let him go and not Dalton Wagner. That's why I'm like, okay, they got plans for Dalton Wagner. You know what I mean? Or you would have kept Fluker. Fluker was drafted by Telesco. Who would know him better? So obvious is, you know what I mean? But see, we brought Fluker in before Telesco came and took over. So Telesco knows something. Maybe that's not a good fit for what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? So and that also tells you, we probably going, well, not probably. I'd say it's a high percentile that we do draft a tackle or a guard in the draft. I wouldn't even be surprised if they grabbed a center. Let me keep it a buck. I would not be surprised if they even drafted a center. What I did in one of my mock drafts was I took Michael Penix Jr., but you know what I end up doing a couple of rounds later? I drafted his center. Perfect situation. I grabbed his center as well as him because you got to snap the ball differently to a left-hand quarterback over a right-hand quarterback as well. The threads are going to be placed at a different angle. You know what I mean? Where you want to hike the ball with the threads going right into the fingers so he don't have to spin the ball to try to find the threads. You want to give it to him. Pause. And so with a left-hand quarterback compared to a right-hand quarterback, you want the threads of the ball to go to the left and not to the right. So why not get his center? Not that he's going to start, but I mean, hey, if he beats out Andre James, if you go that route, though, you know what I mean? Michael Penix we might not do that shit. If we can't move up to get Jaden Daniels, then we going to just pretty much ride the draft out and maybe even trade back a couple of times, which I would not be mad at. You know what I mean? If we miss out on Penix because he's not there in the second round when we draft, fuck it. We go offensive tackle at 13. Then the second round, if Penix is gone, I wouldn't even worry about quarterback. Now you go grab a corner. You know what I mean? Not necessarily in that order. Whatever is the best available, but somebody that we need. Or you go out there and you grab a defensive end or a linebacker. You know what I mean? But then I'll say about the third or fourth. When is Jordan Travis? That's who I want. If we can't get what we want, then let the draft fall to us and let us get like a Jordan Travis third, fourth round, maybe. You know what I mean? If he goes, you know what I mean? I think that injury is gonna have him fall. You know what I mean? But we probably fuck around and draft Joe Milton in the fucking second round. Fuck. Nah, I'm just joking. The good stuff in the building. So yeah, man. Let me go ahead and get my ass up out of here, man. I gotta watch this. I'm gonna watch this motherfucking eclipse so I can see all the animals outside start tripping and shit. But we only get to see 50% of it here in southern Nevada. Only half of it gonna be. But if you fall in that path coming from Mexico to Texas, Arkansas, and all that shit, it's gonna be fully covered. Do y'all remember damn, what's the name of that show with the vampires? And they were waiting for the solar eclipse to happen, and all it was that ring. Just like the movie The Ring. That's what that was, an eclipse. When that girl came out the motherfucking when she came out the well, the ring was the ring around the fucking moon that the sun made in an eclipse. Same shit. Hey, make sure your wells are covered and don't touch people staring up at the sky that got all black eyeballs. Don't touch or talk to them. They're going to convert you. Hey, you guys enjoy your Monday, man. I'll be back. Same Raider time, same Raider channel, right here on Raiders Allegiance. You know what it is. Raiders Sunrise Live, boy. We're going to get back into it again, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. And y'all enjoy your Monday. Be safe. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'm Lunatic Raider, and I'm out this bitch.
Hey, 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 hey.